Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Chino, you're sitting in the wrong spot. Good morning, chat. Chino, say hi. Give a good wave. Good boy. Boop the snoot already. Good boy. Chino, you ready for your treat? Hold. Here. Hold. Okay. Good boy. I hope you all are having a good week so far. Got a belly rub to redeem too. Why not? We could do that while he chews on this. Good boy. Gina's like, that's out of the norm. I'm not used to a belly rub while I'm eating a treat. We're gonna hold off on that playtime. Sorry about that, Toxic. It's a little early, and Sheena's currently eating a treat. But I will redeem the gulp. Khakis. What's this khakis? Hello. How are you guys doing? We've got a busy, busy day ahead of us, and this is something I might be doing from here on out. As you guys know, I've been doing a lot of shorts on the YouTube channel lately, and I've been trying to get them out daily. And if you don't know what this is, the short is a video that's less than 60 seconds long. Potato Person, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So, what I had been doing up to this point is just making one every morning before I start recording other things. And it's been working, but it's also got my brain in like two separate places. Like, I'm thinking about shorts while I'm trying to think about Terracore or the Pylon videos, and it's getting a little muddled. So, what I'm thinking I'm going to be doing is every Wednesday, I will build 7 shorts, and I'll do as many of them as I can on a live stream. And then for the rest of the week, I could just upload these once a day, but I don't need to think about shorts till the next week. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing. Ducky, thank you so much for the 10 bits. And for the 25 bits. Hello. So, if you guys are curious and you haven't seen them already, here are the first 4 shorts I've released. I made a Japanese hot springs, a little modern house kind of thing, and a waterfall feature, and then the savannah, which I'm pretty happy with as well. So in case you were wondering how they looked in the world, this is how they look in the world. I have different frame sizes. I have 3 different sizes. One for if my camera is zoomed in at 100% on the camera count. One for 150%, which is this frame size. And then one for 200%, which I have an example of right over here. This is a 200% size. I haven't done one short at that size yet, but I'm planning on doing one today and see how it comes out. Thank you, artist. Good evening, Brielle. Hello, Kimmy. Thank you, Wolfgang. Modern House is the best. Yeah, I like that one. I think I would like the Savannah the most if I had chosen the larger frame. I kind of regret going with the smaller frame here, and I wish I had given myself more space to work with. But that's kind of part of the challenge, right? Evesty, thank you so much for a $50 donation. That is so generous of you. Thank you very, very much. Hi, Chaos. I'm super hyped for the new Terracore series. Loving it so far. Happy building. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you're loving the series. Thank you for that insane donation. You are so generous. That's definitely going to get Shino a new puzzle. Shino, why don't you come say hi for that donation? Thank you. Hey, Shino, wave. Oh, good boy. Yes, you are. Such a good boy. Hey, Shino, we also have a playtime to redeem. Are you in the mood? I don't know if he's in the mood. Let's see. You ready? Get it. Get it. Oh, almost. Get it. Get it. Good boy. Oh. Almost. I think we can get him there, chat. He's like not in the mood, probably because he thinks he's gonna get more food. Ready? Ready? What if I throw it? Go get it. Good boy. Good boy. Here we go. We got playtime going. Let's switch this to yeah, hold on, Chino. Let's go here. Grab this. Redeem that playtime real quick before we get started on the shorts. Good boy. Drop. Go get it. Good boy. Get it. Come on. Oh, don't give up. Just come on. Good boy. Good boy. Good job. All right. Thank you. Ashino thanks you for that playtime, Toxic. All right. Let's get back into Terraria. And let's get started on the shorts. So, I have 6 shorts planned already. I could have 7 planned, but I thought to myself, what if we let chat pick one of the shorts? So here's how this is going to happen. I'm going to start by building the first one here, which obviously is going to be an ocean theme. And this should take probably about 30-35 minutes, I would say. And while I do that, y'all think of what the next short should be. And then if I see one that stands out to me, we'll try it. Alien coral reef. There will be a coral reef in here, but not alien. That's your thing. However, I am going to take your wooden spike kelp suggestion, Cushion. A UFO short is already on the list. Keep going. All right, I'll tell you what the list is today. Today we have a raft and tropical island with a coral reef. That's what we're doing first. UFO, a lunar landing, a sand globe, which is like a snow globe but deserty. I think it'd be fun. A sarlacc pit, and an igloo fishing hole over a frozen lake. That's what I've got for today. So think of something else for the 7th one. You couldn't see it, but I held up 8 fingers and I almost face palmed. All right, so we're going to, I've already got my camera account here. You can't see it. It's a dead ghost sitting like right around here. He's got a texture, I've got a texture pack on him, so he's invisible. You can't see him. But I'm going to start recording on that camera account right now, and we're going to get started on the short. I'm going to start by doing the ocean floor and then up to the island as well. So I kind of wanted to have a little bit of an ocean floor. Not too much. There's going to be a coral reef that I kind of want built into the side of a steep drop into the ocean. So then we'll come up here and have a smooth beach with a few palm trees on it or something. I'm starting with hardened sand because I feel like, well, cactus won't grow on it. Not that it will because I'm in the ocean anyway. But I feel like it's a nice texture to have the hardened sand underneath the normal sand. And then I could kind of blend them in together and get an interesting sort of pattern out of it. Shino Temple. Interesting. A corrupt dungeon. That could be cool. I like the sound of a corrupt build. I haven't done a corrupt build in a very long time. Since the 1.4 trailer? No. I did a little corrupt build for the Pedguin minigame server, I guess. Mineshaft? Yeah, that's an interesting one, too. So far, the mineshaft and the corrupt build are sticking out to me. Like a little corrupt castle or something would be fun. Well, remember, I have to work within these small frames for them to count as the proper resolution for a short. So I can't have an entire castle. That's just not going to work at all. I've got to keep it within my build size limitation. So this kind of makes it a bit of a challenge too. I have to do small yet interesting themes within these boxes, and I forgot to turn off my paint sprayer. All right, so I'm going to add sand to the entirety of the ocean floor, as well as the beach right over here. And then once the sand's in place, I'm going to start varying the texture of it a little bit. So I'm going to mix around some sand a little bit deeper, but leave pockets of hardened sand, like little dots. I kind of do the same thing with dirt and stone. I just like the way that it looks. It looks a little bit more natural, I guess. Even though you wouldn't really see anything like this IRL. I don't know, it just feels a little bit more realistic. Flying island with a forest, a windmill on a small hill. That sounds interesting. I haven't built a windmill in ages. While that works, you know what? No. We're not gonna do the trees just yet. We'll do palm trees in a little bit. Let's get started on the coral reefs. I'm gonna grab some gray paint and some sandstone. And really, it doesn't matter how long this process takes for me, because everything is going to be sped up drastically in my video, and it's going to be crammed into a 30-second time lapse with a 10-second look at the final product at the end of the video. So I could take as long as I need. The longer I take, the faster things will move, but I think that's fine. Everything works out just fine in the end. I've got a decent video editor, and it can handle doing fast time lapse pretty well, thankfully. Thank you, Benicio. Haunted house. Ooh, that would be a fun one for around Halloween, though, don't you think? All right, let's give these a little bit of sloping, but not too much, because I want to place some coral around them as well. Evesty, thank you so much for the $1 donation. Will you get on the Wall of Fame? So normally the Wall of Fame is reserved for like Shino coins rewards. That's kind of that thing. But I can consider doing like a donation Wall of Fame, like a little separate segment for it. I don't know what I'd call it per se, but for $50, I don't see why not. I could throw you on the Wall of Fame. Yeah, we could get that on there. Don't worry about it. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do one more right here, a little bit of a slope. And now we're gonna throw in some background walls. And I'm probably gonna paint these white. Mostly I want to cover up anywhere there's a slope, because there's going to be a pocket of air there. I can leave air pockets in here to let light in, but anywhere I've hammered a block like there or there absolutely needs it, because once I start filling this place in with water, it's gonna look like you could see that background behind it. It's gonna look weird. It's not gonna be quite right. So this is kind of just the stone part of the coral reef here. It's not really the coral part, I guess, because you'd expect that to be really vibrant with color, right? We're going to be adding that in just a second here. But it's the coral reefs are kind of just build up on top of each other. As they die, they just build on top of that. And the old stuff eventually crumbles into sand, and the cycle continues. So we've got like a dead layer of coral reef down here that we're going to blend in some normal coral reef into that. And Cushion, it's really funny that you had a video on coral reef just the other day, because I was planning this for about a week now. And when you posted that video, I'm like, how does she know when I'm going to do something like this? This is crazy. It's weird. Stop it. And I'm not a huge fan of the way that the background walls are all squared off right now. So what I'm thinking about doing in just a moment here is grabbing some craggy stone wall, again with white paint. And then anywhere where it's a little too square, we're going to place one of these. It'll kind of round it off a little bit, but still leave it a stone texture. And it's going to look a lot better. So it's a very good wall to use in an area where you've got a lot of square shapes going on, but you want it to look a little bit more natural. Like so, you know, a lot better that way. So next, let's throw some more color in here. It's just going to be a very, very small coral reef. Again, these shorts, they're short, right? I'm trying to get these done as fast as possible, but get as much detail into them as possible as well. I want them to look good, but I also want to be efficient with my time on these. We'll do a couple of starfish. We're going to have a little bit of glowy good stuff in here with some of these fragments. It'll give a little bit of an eerie glow once all of this is underwater. It's going to make the area feel bioluminescent, and I love it. So we've got the nebula fragments for that. And then we're going to grab some coral, and just anywhere we have a flat surface, we're going to place some of these down. Not too many, because I want to have some kelp in here as well, but we're going for a good color variety. I really wanted that green one there. It seems like a good spot for green. There we go. I could paint these, but this is easier. And then maybe one here, one there. And then we're going to grab strange plants and our void bag over here. We're just going to paint some colored strange plants and kind of throw them around. Let's do pink. Let's do cyan. I don't know if I'm going to use all these colors. We'll grab the violet as well. And then that strange plant here, turn on our paint sprayer. And we have to do this part first, because once we add the water in, we can no longer place these strange plants. So we have to add all of these in first, and then we can add the water in. Otherwise, you won't get any of these plants, which would be unfortunate, because I really like the way that they look, especially once you've got a little bit of color in here. Like if I put some cyan there, it really, really makes these pop. It makes everything feel a little bit more natural, in my opinion. This orange one, I like it, but I don't like it. It's one of the ones where I don't like to paint it, but I like the way it looks naturally. Because if I place this, let's find a spot right there, and I don't paint it, it looks fantastic. But if I paint this thing, it just looks fake. It looks like a plastic artificial plant. Not a fan of it. So when it comes to that orange strange plant, I do not paint it at all. And then I probably want one or two more right here. So I'm going to unslope that block. And then, let's see. We've got a good color spread of everything, but I think we could use some pink. Or, you know what? Let's grab some violet and do that right here. And I forgot my paint sprayer. That would help. There we go. A little bit more color variation. And break that one, I think. You know what? No, we need that block there so that it blends. We just won't slope it. So I need my gray paint back. I need a little bit of the sandstone. And then on top of this, maybe we won't place any coral or any sort of like coral looking plants. I'm not sure. I do want to put some kelp in here though. That is for certain. So next up would be grabbing my kelp, grabbing my lime paint, and then grabbing these wooden spikes. Now this is a technique that I just recently learned from Kyushin, but with these wooden spikes here, well, I guess I didn't mean to destroy that. And that is not lime. Where is my lime? There's my lime. So these wooden spikes, I've always known that they let light in, which is good. I mean, light is awesome, right? But what I didn't know is that when you place them and place water around them, they kind of fill the area in with water, even though there's technically not any water there. So they make for a really, really nice kelp plant, and maybe we can get a little variation to their shape like this. I'm not sure. I kind of like them straight up and down. It's not a smooth variation, so we're gonna go like that. But I didn't realize that until her video came out, that once I place the water in here, it's actually going to surround them entirely with water. And then, so there's some places around here for kelp. I'm going to unslope this. Obviously, I can't place this kelp yet because it needs to be underwater. I'm just making sure that I have places for it before we start dumping the water in, which we could do at this point. So, Artist, thank you so much for the 55 bits. I don't know how to donate, so here's some bits. Love your videos. Here's a build suggestion, something with a tree and a swing. Yes. So when it comes to, and thank you, and when it comes to donations, there's actually a donate button right below the stream. It's got a really fancy artwork on it that Cheesy Panini made. And you can click that donate button and it'll take you to my Streamlabs site where you can donate to me directly if that's how you wanted to do it. But no need to do it. It's completely optional. Let's start filling this place in with water. Now, some of these bits where we've got a little bit of air showing, I'm going to have to fill in with some background walls, obviously. But as you can see, with these spikes, as I fill this up with water, they're actually still standing out in the front. Maybe a little too much. I might actuate them, to be honest. They almost look like they're glowing, and I don't really want them to glow. I'm not sure. I'll think about it. I might actuate some of them and not actuate others. Dilemmas. We'll see. The student becomes a sensei. I'd like to think that everybody learns a little something from somebody else. I'm not the end-all be-all builder. I'm not even the best builder. Not by a long shot. I did not want to do that. Let's see how these look actuated. I might like that a little bit more. Oh yeah, that looks way more natural to me. All right, I'm going to stick with that. If I have a need in the future to make them stand out in the foreground, I definitely will. But I'm liking these a lot. So there is an air pocket down there that needs to be filled in. There we go. I did bring a small jellyfish. Maybe we could squeeze this in somewhere. I apologize, chat. I've got a bit of allergies today. It's starting to get that time of year, unfortunately. All right, so if we remove these two and we put this guy in here, but we paint him shadow, maybe? Shadow should be good. Then we'll have a jellyfish that's just floating around in there. Black maybe, because shadow's standing out a little bit too much. We're going to try black paint instead. Yeah, that blends in a little bit better. And we're going to go back to the white paint and the stone walls, and we're going to fill in anywhere that we see air gaps that just don't look quite natural. So in here, in there, and that's looking pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy with this. And I might even do one more bit of fragment. Do I have it on? Yeah, right here. Right there, just to bring a little bit more light into it. So the next part that I'm going to be doing is the raft. And to do the raft, I'm going to be using a teleporter trick with these barrels. Normally, like on the Let's Play for Terracore, I would place the barrels on top of platforms, which looks okay. But I think it would look a lot better if these were just floating in the air and didn't have any platforms beneath them. So to do that teleporter trick, I'm just going to grab some... Let's make the raft about yay big. Yeah. grab some platforms, grab some teleporters, some brown paint, and then ebonwood bathtubs. And we're going to place one here and one right there. We're probably going to raise this water level just a little bit so that they're sitting a little bit lower in the water, like that. Now, once we break these platforms, the teleporters will break, but the barrels will not. So we have these nice floating barrels. But the thing is, these are super, super delicate at this point. If I place any block next to them at all, they're going to break, right? So what I need to do, and I was just showing that to you as an example, what I need to do is actually start by having the barrels in place, but build around them, and then remove these once the barrels are done. And you can't even adjust the water level because that would make these break as well. It's the same kind of thing if you do any sort of furniture cropping with Tiedit. You have to be very careful with it. It's delicate, it's prone to breaking. So on top of that, we're going to grab large bamboo. And we're just going to build a small raft right up here. And maybe not even that wide. And then for a little bit more depth to it, I'm going to add some shadewood wall at the bottom edge. And then in the middle of it, I hope I made that relatively centered. It's not, so I'm going to scoot this one over a little bit more right there. And then break this bit. Dark Wick, thank you so much for the 100 bits, Mr. Destructoid. What if I turn short builds into prints using 10 frames as a guideline? I don't know. I've got no experience in anything like that. I'm not sure if I could do anything like that, but it does sound interesting. So we're going to continue. We're going to give this raft a little bit of a mast, just a small one. And on that mast will be, or I guess behind that mast will be a bit of a sail. And I want this sail to look like it's attached to something, so let's grab some platforms. Bamboo platform probably look just fine. We're going to place these up here. Oh, I did not mean to break that block, though. And then we're going to hammer them down. And then maybe I could put a little bit of a support at the bottom of it. Might look okay like this. And then underneath that, perhaps I can do something like some bamboo fence to just make it look like it's kind of hammered in there with some wooden spikes or something. I don't like these 3 bits here, so I'm going to swap those out with living wood. And there we go. Got a decent looking raft. We're going to actually bring up the edges of that a little bit more. At this point, I can go ahead and break the teleporters. And let's add some crates and barrels up here. Just like you've got your supplies, your castaway, but you've got some supplies that you've put on your raft and you're making your way towards that beach over there. Let's pull this out. Sorry, I'm not doing an amazing job at reading chat today, but whenever I get in a building focus, it gets really difficult to keep up with chat. And I'd like to do a better job of it. I'm working on it. But thank you for bearing with the slow chat reading today. Why can I not do that? Why can you not attach that to a sloped stair? Makes no sense. Let's do that with some bamboo then. There we go. That looks just as good. A little ship in a bottle right there. Yes, I'm happy with that. Let's grab the lime paint again. I think that might be in here. And we're going to add a little bit of like seaweed attached to the edge of the raft. Yes, looking decent, looking decent. So I guess what's left is the beach. We're just going to slope things a little bit here. And we need to grow some palm trees. This will be a good chance for me to read and catch up on chat. Because what I'd like to do is get one palm tree at this height and one or two at that lower height there. So if I do like one palm tree here, I know I have acorns somewhere. And this might work. I'm not sure if that'll work. We'll see. I think it's going to, but I have to break these because it's got to be a 30 block above it. Oh, that is right around 30. No, I got to break these. So I'll break the frame temporarily to allow these to grow. We're going to speed up time. And here we already got some growing. Fantastic. Shino ship. Oh, right, kelp. I forgot to place the kelp in. We could do that during the day-night cycle. Why not? Thank you for the reminder. I appreciate that. I made all of that work making sure that there was room for the kelp, and I didn't even place it. Sometimes it's like that. You get so focused on what you're doing that you don't see anything else. All right, 3 palm tree. I don't like this palm tree, though. Getting rid of it. And we're regrowing it. Why has the acorn already lost me? Oh, you know, I'm just going to put that right here. We're going to regrow it there. Because I didn't like it. Not a fan. Yeah, these are basically little picture builds. What happened there? Why you do that? Why did that happen? Did something grow? I don't see anything that could have grown. Well, we got to replace the barrel. I don't know what could have done that. Maybe some liquid settling. I think the liquid settled it a little bit because I'm running a server right now. Oh, yay, fun blood moon. I'm running a server, so I think the liquid, maybe from this jellyfish, took a while to settle. And it broke the barrel. I just got to replace it. No big deal. Okay, I like that a lot more. So we're going to get rid of this blood moon as soon as it becomes daytime again. We're going to replace our... Well, of course, it's a freaking meteor shower tonight. All right, let's freeze time here. I know I could have just made it daytime, but I wanted the transition in the video to look relatively smooth. And if I just jumped to daylight, it would be very jarring in the video. And so, yeah, that's why I did it this way. Slope that. Let's do one of these fancy shells against that tree right there. One more starfish right in there. And replace this barrel, and then this miniature will be done. Well, I'll do a little bit of vegetation over there too. Why not? Need the brown paint back. That was weird. Very weird. Oh, that's too high. And our teleporters. Our barrel. Like I said, this stuff is really, really weak. So especially when you're using it in water, it's not the most reliable thing in the world. But there we go. Now, a little bit of repair work to the frame. I know it's a small detail that you don't even see in the video, but it's going to bother me. And I have to fix all things that bother me. And then lime paint. And we're just going to add a little bit of grass right there. And we're done. Let me grab this. Don't need that anymore. And we're going to stop recording. And this will be like the last 10 seconds of the video. You know, every short has 10 seconds of seeing the final build. I thought it'd be fun for this one. If I was like standing over here, we had a lot of wind from the west. And I'm going to get an achievement for this, but whatever. Fly that boy over there. There we go. And I'll just record this for 10 seconds. Okay, so that's the first short done. I'm really happy with it. How did I do the barrels and terracore without teleporters? I just have platforms underneath them, and I kind of sloped them and filled them in with a bunch of the grass to hide them away. But as soon as we get into hard mode and we kill a mech and get the steampunker, I will replace them with the teleporter trick. Glad you guys like it. Thank you. All right, so we have a gulp that I need to redeem while we move on to the next one, and we're going to boop Shino's snoot, too. Hey, Shino. Oop. Good boy. Why doesn't he work on a puzzle for a little bit? Thank you, Niblick Rules. And another gulp. Why not? It's funny how the bathtub is literally a barrel. Well, they're not wheels. It's more like floating barrels. But yeah. How do I start streaming? I place... Or I press the stream button. Shino is cute. All right, so that's 1 out of 7 done. So, chat, we're going to be moving on to the next one, which I think might be the lunar landing. And I didn't place a frame for it yet. I could also do the UFO. You know what? We already have a frame for the Sarlacc pit. Let's go ahead and do that. But while we do that, let's have... Well, I need to clean up my inventory, but let's also have a poll. If a moderator could set one up. So my favorites of the suggestions I saw for chat's choice of the short today, I really liked the corrupt castle. I really liked the windmill. Why not both? Lunar landing with the UFO watching it, because I need 2 shorts and not 1. Oh, there was another 2 that I'd liked, but I had forgot already because I was so focused on that build. Let's see if I could scroll up and see. Can't scroll up that far. All right, chat. Start telling me what other creations you think I should do today for my 7th short for the week. And oh yeah, the mine shaft, that was a good one. And then I'll pick my top 4 and you guys can vote for them. Shino Temple, Wizard Tower, Crimson Build, Treehouse, Hell Temple, Witch's Hut, Corrupt Castle. This is a big world, by the way. Steampunk ship. Windmill. Miniature dungeon. Egyptian Sphinx, but it's Shino. That's cool, but I don't think I have the skill for that. You saw the stream of me and Cheesy doing cooking. Yeah, the that game is intense. No Moonlord Shrine because I do have boss ideas in the future. We'll be doing those later. Mini Meteor Crash, that's interesting. Miniature Solar System. I've already got 2 space ones up today, so I don't know if I want a third one. Crashed rocket ship. I like crashed UFOs a bit more, but could be interesting. Hmm. Let's see. Okay, now that we're in this location, we're going to be working on the next one today, which will be the Sarlacc pit from Star Wars in this little desert area. So in the meantime, can we get a poll for the mine shaft, the corrupt castle or dungeon, a miniature dungeon, um, the meteorite landing? I think that would be interesting. And let's do a 5th one. Um, what would be a good 5th one? There's so many good suggestions, and we're gonna be doing this every single week on Wednesday for the foreseeable future. So, if yours didn't get picked today, it might later. Let's do the 5th one as I like all of these. Igloo. Yeah, let's wait. Igloo's already on the list. Guys, the 5th one will be. Did I say windmill already? Let's do a laboratory for the 5th one. That could be interesting. I have some ideas for that. All right, so those will be the 5 that we're going to poll on. If you want my personal favorite, I think the corrupt dungeon would look the most interesting. Mineshaft might be pretty good, but it's a bit dark. All right, we're going to turn this wind back down. I don't need it blowing in my face the entire time. And let's grab some materials for our Sarlacc pit. So we need a lot of sand for sure. And hardened sand. And probably sandstone. Those would be like the base materials for this. I'm thinking flesh block with brown paint might look pretty good in here too. Let me test that real quick and see what color of brown it takes on. If it's too light or too dark, I won't use it. But if it's somewhere in between, I will. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's definitely that sound. Definitely a color I want in here. Let's grab bone block. Let's grab some bone platforms. What else? What else would look good in here? We might need some red paint and clay. And maybe if I have the skill for it, we could do Jabba's barge floating above the Sarlacc pit too. So let's grab some gray paint. Let's grab some plating. Iron brick as well. All right, let's check out the results of this poll. Poll ended, and the corrupt dungeon just barely beat out the laboratory. Nice. Theseus, where's Shino? Shino's currently... You know what? Here, let's just tell him to go to his pillow. Go to your pillow. Go lay down. Good boy. There you go, buddy. All right. Let's continue getting material. So after we're done with this build here, we're going to switch it to the corruption. It'll be interesting. Everybody that didn't vote for the laboratory will get the leaf wand. How cruel. How cruel indeed. You know what? Everybody go unsub from him from being mean. You know, just go unsub from his channel. All right, what else do I want in here? There's a bit of rope on Jabba's barge, so maybe some rich mahogany. Because that makes for a decent rope when you have to go at an angle. And brown paint for sure. Oh wait, we already got it brown paint. I'll just top it off. Probably need some fencing and platforms in here too. So maybe boreal fence and for the railing of the ship, granite platforms maybe. That could look okay. Now for the sails on Jabba's barge, I'm not sure how I want to do those. Probably a block. I wish there was a block like pumpkin that went in the opposite direction. So you could see that pumpkin makes these lines like this. I would like the lines the other way, but I can't think of one off of the top of my head. Stone slab. Maybe, maybe not. Don't unsub. Yeah, don't unsub. I'm just joking. Just drown him in text next time he streams. Boreal might work. Let's see how it takes on red paint. I'll probably need deep red paint for this, though. So let's grab that. Oop. Let's see if it's vibrant enough. No, it's too dark. Too dark. I like the texture, but I'd like it to be a little bit brighter of a red, almost like an orange. Copper brick is shiny, though. I might just end up making it out of copper plating, because that's like the right color. It's just not the best texture. What about... I know it's kind of cliche to use, but some slime block, maybe? I don't know. We'll go with slime block for now. Let's see where it goes. We'll see where it takes us. I don't even know if I'll build Jabba's barge. I might. I'm going to start with the Sarlacc pit, though. And this is going to be a Sarlacc pain in my butt. All right, tentacles for the Sarlacc pit. What material? Silly balloon, maybe? How do you guys take on brown? You might look okay when you're actuated. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let's see what the green one looks like actuated. No, we're not doing it. This is kind of my process, guys. So this is kind of like what goes into every single one of these shorts. And I kind of did that with the beach one beforehand, but I didn't have time to do it for all of these. So I'm kind of experimenting on stream. Gotta go. All right. Thanks for stopping by. What's with Kishin and the balloons? I have no idea. She's obsessed with the silly balloons. And you know, we could probably just use more of that flush block for the tendrils itself. All right, yep, this will be good enough. So what I'm thinking about doing here is having the sand desert come up to like here, and then the Sarlacc pit down here, and then in the space above it, if I got enough confidence in my building, we'll do Jabba's palace. Now remember, this is a lot larger than the other frames that we've been working with. So the last one that I built, I believe, was... I don't know. Maybe that last one was a big one. No, the last one looks like this size. So that means this one's going to be the biggest one yet. And that also means I need to get my camera account over here, which would take ages. So I'm just going to disconnect it and reconnect it. And if you guys are wondering what my camera account looks like, I'll just fly over here a little bit and give him a look. Oh, he's down here. I don't know if I'll add the beak. I'm probably going to go a little bit between the original and the new one. There's the camera account. And then he just drinks a red potion and he dies. And then he becomes an invisible ghost. And then I just fly him over where I need to. I'm not going to add the beak, but I think I'm going to add the tentacles. That you didn't really see them in the original. They kind of did when they grabbed Boba Fett's foot, but I'm going to add those. I don't like the beak. The beak is weird. All right, Shattered Red Sun, or Shattered Sun, I just read red twice. Have a good day. Offended by the beak personally, that's a weird thing to be offended of by, but I just thought it was weird. Thank you, William. All right, let's move this camera over, and I have to resize it to 200% and then position him in just the perfect location so that way I can record this. Just take a moment. You can't see it, but whatever. There we go. Camera is in the perfect position. What is my favorite biome in Terraria? I don't know. I feel like it changes all the time. I like different biomes for different reasons, but I think maybe the corruption is appealing. I don't know why. We are kind of set on members of TerraCore. I've invited Chippy, he's not interested. I've invited Python and I've invited Game Raiders, and both of them said no for now, but we'll see what the future holds. All right, I'm going to press record and we're going to start on this second short. And I started with a paint sprayer, of course. You know, I kind of wish you could just turn on the quick select tool and it would fill in blocks the same way that it fills in walls. It's kind of irritating that you can't do it that way. Why was there an echo block in there? I was testing something earlier and I don't remember leaving an echo block in there. Heist sounds not safe for work. Heist? I don't know how you're reading it bad. Feel like that's more of a reflection of your personality. What are we building here? We're working on the YouTube shorts for the week, and I'm gonna try and get as many of 7 completed as I can. I just finished a beach scene, which you'll actually see in a video later today. I need to edit it out, and that'll probably come out around 3 o'clock Pacific time. But right now, we're working on a Sarlacc pit from Star Wars, which will be another one of the shorts that come out this week. So basically, what I'm trying to do is save myself some time by getting shorts done on stream on Wednesdays. I'm going to try this out. Maybe every Wednesday I do 7 shorts. I don't know if I could do all 7 in stream because I got to take a lunch break and then stuff like that. But that way I can spend the rest of the week working on TerraCore or Pylon videos or whatever content that I need to get out without having to think about my daily shorts because they'd already been completed, you know? This is all going to be covered in sand anyway. I'm just giving variety to the texture pattern. Plus, I always think it looks a little bit more interesting when this kind of stuff happens layered in the video. All right, so we want the layer of sand to be roughly the same. So right about here. And I'm just kind of winging this. I've never built a Sarlacc pit before, so I'm not even sure how it's going to come out. We're going to do one step at a time. And just start by building the desert, like, pit around the creature itself. And then we'll start adding the tendrils, the spikes, the fleshy bits. All of that will come later. You love the shorts. Takes me 30 minutes to make something that would take you 30 hours. I used to be a much slower builder. Anything in my shorts videos would usually in the past take me like a day or two to make. But since I've made building my job, and I do this like 40 to 80 hours a week as a full-time job, I've gotten a lot faster with it. I can't imagine even getting, if you were to ask me a year ago, even, if I thought, or even like 6 months ago, if I thought I could get daily videos out, even if they were just short videos, I would say no. All right, we're going to now layer some of this in here. And then that will be capped off with some sand. Like I said, I just want a variety of texture in here. And then sand on top of all of this. This will be like the Dune Sea bit, right? What am I planning on using for the actual Sarlacc thing? So mostly what you see in the Sarlacc pit is a bunch of like spikes and stuff coming out of the walls. And I'll be doing that with some bone blocks, and I'll be doing that with bone platforms. They're going to look pretty good in that regard. Um, but it's also going to come out in like little layers like this. That's going to be one section, and then it's kind of like layers of a cake or something. A very spiky, deadly cake, right? So I'm thinking about doing something like this, where it's got little shelves, right? And then these shelves have bits of the monster's flesh with some bits of sand and stuff mixed in there, and then the bone spikes coming out as well. How beneficial would I say the shorts are for my channel's outreach? Inconclusive at the moment. Um, I've only had one video get picked up by the shorts algorithm so far out of my 4 shorts. So I can only judge it by that metric, and that video's performed pretty well. The other 3, I don't know why the algorithm didn't pick them up, but it's not. And it's fine, it's fine. The good thing about shorts is, while they're not full videos, they're doing a decent job supplementing my income in between videos. So Terracore videos take such an exuberant amount of time to make because I have to gather all of the materials in game by hand, and I have to do everything without the assistance of T-Edit or mods or journey mode. I have to do everything manually, right? And that takes a lot of time, an astronomical amount of time compared to my other videos. So just based on example, my Terracore videos take on average 2 to 3 times longer than any other video to come out. So that's a lot of downtime on the channel. Instead of getting 3 to 5 videos out a week, and basically getting 1 or 2 out. And that is hurting me quite a bit financially. But the shorts have been doing a fantastic job of acting as a buffer in that regard. I'm earning not a big amount of money. That they don't really make a whole lot of money. But it is getting me something for an hour's worth of work. And it's more than minimum wage for an hour's worth of work. So I really can't complain about that. It's just that a little bit of help, I guess. So even if it doesn't help my channel become 1 million subscribers like it does for some people, it's acting as a really good supplement for me. And I think I'm going to keep doing it regardless of the outreach benefits. All right. Let's think of how I want to do the next bits here. So in the Sarlacc pit, the original one, there's like this mesh thing that's kind of reddish. And let's see what material might work for that at the bottom of the pit. Thinking about this. I've been thinking about it and I don't know. We're just going to try the clay block for now. Of course, I need my paint sprayer, though. And then I guess I'd have to kind of imagine what's inside of this. I know it's just like probably going to be teeth or something. But we don't really get to see inside of that bit. I know if you look at the remastered Star Wars, it's a beak, and I don't know, that just felt weird to me. A beak. So I'm not going to do it. I like George Lucas's original vision. I don't know what he did with all of these remasters, but we're gonna go with the original here. Maybe, I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe doing some flesh instead. That might look a little bit better. The clay just wasn't really intimidating much. It's not quite the same red. This is like way more red, but I think we're gonna go with it. And then on the inside, let's grab maybe some oh, no, 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 no. Crimson, what's it called? Tooth wall? Teeth wall. We're gonna throw some of these in here. And then we're gonna mix these in with some crimson scab wall. Just so that not every single block is made out of the teeth, but it's got a fair bit of them. Should try and cover up all of the gaps so there's not a whole lot of light coming in here too. All right, Harry, have a great day. Yeah, that'll work for me. Yeah, Shino has gone to the window. It's his thing. I'm not gonna prevent him from doing it. Okay, so now with these layers, I want to have mounds of brown painted flesh. Like so. And then coming out of this mound will be little tendrils of spikes. And then I need to make the actual like tentacle things come out of this middle bit here. But we're going to start with these. Yes, I'm trying to make a sarlacc pit. I've never done anything like this. I thought it'd be fun to try out. And this is going to be for a YouTube short. So you guys are, when you see the short come out, you'd be like, hey, I was there. Or if you're watching this in the VOD afterwards, you could be like, hey, now I know how this happened. Hey, Chaos really doesn't know what he's doing the entire time, just kind of wings it and it comes out all right sometimes. Is a little bit of clay intentional? No, and I don't see it. Oh, I see it. Thank you. Watch, that wasn't even it. It was another piece somewhere else. All right, so the reason why I grabbed these bone blocks and bone platforms is because they're going to mesh in pretty well with that flesh like this, right? And then off the ends of these, we're going to place the platforms, which will actually give it a really nice spike look. It's something I've done before in like my Crimson mob, which I guess the Crimson pits that I've made are inspired by a Sarlacc pit, so it's not like I've never done anything remotely like this. I've just never made a Sarlacc pit before. We're gonna slope everything here. Yushin, thank you so much for your Prime sub. I appreciate that. Though you could give that sub to somebody else or yourself. I don't like all of the gaps of walls that we're seeing here, so I'm going to grab some brown paint And just any old wall will do here. I've got this scab wall, so we're just going to fill that in here. That way we don't have any of these air gaps, which are ugly. And now we grab the bone platform, and we're going to probably hammer this down. I'm debating which way I want to do it. Maybe we'll do it like this. See how it's got that little bit of a hook to it? Just kind of makes it look like an actual claw or a spike or something coming out. I like it. It's kind of creepy. What I don't like are the skull shapes, and I'm thinking about how I'm going to get rid of those. Maybe by placing some bone platforms above it and hammering it down like that. Yes, that's how I will get rid of all of these skulls, because I don't want skulls coming out of the tendril spikes of my Sarlacc pit. I know there would be skulls inside of it, but that's not what I'm after. And that's looking a heck of a lot better already. I know that's technically a skull, but whatever. Just ignore it. Pretend like it's not. Use your imagination. Hey, we have a Wall of Famer. Rusty's. Hey, so I'll be adding that to Terracore after the stream. Obviously, I'm not working on Terracore today, so I can't just do it on stream, but I do have an area for the Wall of Fame now. Everybody has been set up, and you'll be able to see that on Friday's stream, because I will be doing Friday's stream in Terracore. You just can't. Oh, I thought that was the wall. My bad. Just can't really see it right now, unfortunately. Okay, so I want to make it look like the spikes are all the way around in this. So I'm going to use this scab wall plus some actuated bone spikes like this and a combination of the teeth wall. I think these will still look good painted brown. I really hope so. Not really. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. So I'm going to have to do all of the spikes with actuators then. But what we're going to do is bring this down kind of like a pit, like this, and then bring it back up here, maybe like that. And then we're going to fill in areas here, but I need to leave in gaps of air so that light is going to still come in. The best place to do that is behind all of these platforms here, because the platform will not prevent light from coming through, but you won't be able to see the air gap. So you can see there's actually an air gap between all of these platforms here, letting the light in. You just can't really tell. Bracky, thank you so much for the tier 1 subscription. It's been 6 months now. I really appreciate that. Thank you for your generosity and for helping to support the channel. I'm going to vary the texture of this. The scab wall is looking good, but it's a little too much of one texture. So once I've got it all in place, we're going to go through my wall selections and we're going to figure out another wall that'll look good to texturize everything. And then we'll start adding the other spikes and then the tentacles coming out of the pit in the middle here. Maybe just like 2 or 3. Or just 1, I don't know. I'm feeling 2. And so the reason why I'm leaving the air gaps behind these platforms is because if I were to just fill this in entirely, you're going to see how dark it's going to get here in a moment. But when I add the spikes in the middle, it'll brighten itself back up. I'm just trying to avoid it getting very, very dark and losing out on all the detail that's actually in here. Luckily, it's a big open pit, so that helps out quite a bit. And there's that down here that I don't really want. Okay, cool. Let's vary this with something else. Some crust. Yes. Crust is looking good. But I'm going to follow the same sort of pattern that we have along the edges with these shelves. And I'm going to kind of emulate the shelves with this wall pattern. So we're just kind of going to go up and down with these. And just make it look like it has layered shelves of whatever this is. Dirt or whatever. Air pocket on the top right above the hardened sand block. Maybe. I'm not too worried about like that right there. Yeah, it was making it look like the air pocket was that. Maybe I'll paint this deep red so it doesn't look like all of these white bits are air pockets. Actually, now that I think about it. You know, how it has little bits of eyeballs and stuff in the flesh block. And I think that was what was confusing me. Yeah, looking a lot better like that. Okay, so best way to do this. Brown paint. I'm gonna restock on that. I'm almost out. Actuators. We're gonna go back to flesh. Bone. And we're going to make, on top of these bits, just little spots where I have actuated flesh blocks. And then we'll make spikes coming off of these. And hopefully it looks somewhat decent. I was hoping to do these with the background walls with the Crimson Teeth wall. But unfortunately, it didn't look that good when it was painted brown. And I don't want it to be red because only the mouth part was meant to be red, I think. All right, now let's actuate these. Yeah, it's looking okay. And then we'll do like... Oh, I actually don't need to paint you, though. Some bone stuff coming off here with some platform. And then the platform itself. And I might get rid of some of these to make room for the tendril that's going to be working its way up to the top. And then we'll try working on Jabba's barge. I don't know how that's going to look, but maybe it'll look better than this. Maybe it'll look worse. We'll find out. It's all trial and error here. All of it. All of those bone bits are bothering the heck out of me, so we're going to replace them with flesh. Every one where you see the skull. There we go. Now, actuate it. Cushin, thank you so much for the $20. You know what this is for. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yes, thank you for helping to support and pay for the upkeep of the TerraCore server. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. I don't mind a little bit of shadow in these bits where it's like darker right around the edge. So I'm going to get rid of a little bit of those air gaps. And now for the tendril bit, brown paint. Maybe the living mahogany would look good here, actually. Will just kind of worm its way up to the top. I don't know. We're leaving. We're doing just the one. One tonguey boy. Make him a little thicker. He's okay. It's all right. It's fine. It's not the best thing in the world, but that's okay. Doesn't have to be. That's our Boba Fett grabber. Can you donate without subscribing? Yes, so there's a donate button below the stream, and if you press that, it'll take you to an independent site where you donate. Actually, that helps the channel out even more than subscribing does because I get the full amount minus a small fee. Whereas with a subscription, Twitch takes 50%, which they're entitled to. I'm not complaining, but donations do help out massively, and you do not need to subscribe to do it. Could do a couple shorter ones going into the sand and then highlight them with some gem spark. I don't want the thing to glow, I don't think. Yeah, I think this is okay. This is decent enough for me. I can live with this as a Sarlacc pit. Maybe grab some brown paint and just hammer this guy into it. No. No! I don't like it. Shino is back. Yes, he is. Alright, we're going to texturize this a little bit, though. Too much rich mahogany is not good for the soul. There we go. I can live with this. I can live with that. Let's try working on the barge. See how that goes. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to be able to pull this off in a miniature and have it look great, but you never know. You feel like the tentacle should be red? I feel like it was brown, but we could make it red. I probably have to go deep red. It will make it stand out a little bit more. We'll call it artistic liberty. Artistic liberty it is. KP3483, thank you so much for your Prime sub. Mr. Creeps 2, thank you for your Prime sub as well. I really appreciate it. Thank you for helping keep this channel afloat. Much like this barge that I'm going to try to build. It's going to wing it. Gotta wing it. And then... Ooh, you know what? Let's look at copper brick. Because at the back end of the barge, there's like this... I would call it a rudder, but I don't imagine that you would need a rudder for a hover ship. But I guess it's kind of what it looks like. I don't like that it sparkles, though. Great, maybe? Yeah, we'll go great. It's not going to be exactly like Jabba's barge, but whatever. I'm going for as good as I can do while I wing it. And sometimes winging it fails, sometimes winging it succeeds. And this will be a mixture of both. Yeah, that's decent enough, I guess. Looking good, but what is it? It's a Sarlacc pit from Star Wars, kind of. And we're going to work on Jabba's barge over it, kind of. I don't know how any of this will come out. Like, it could all be terrible in the end, but we'll see. Let's just go for the rough overall shape first, and then I can detail it. He's not sleeping. He's cleaning his butt. Oh. The resignation or blah blah blah. Just the sound of disappointment in Wolfgang's voice with that oh. Even though I can't hear your voice. I'm not sure about this. Trying to figure out a decent size for this. I don't want it to be too massive or too small. I've got to have the sails at the top of it too. So maybe like this. I guess that's decent shape enough, maybe. You're able to cut the sails off the top if I need to. Yeah, that's true. I could just have them go off the screen. It wouldn't make too much of a difference. But I'm still gonna try and make things look as decent as possible. Get a reference photo might help. I have a reference photo up, and it's doing a mediocre job at assisting me. There's looking at a reference, and then there's figuring out how to do it in a 2D pixel game using blocks and not having a reference of size, you know? I'm just winging it. Obviously, this barge is tiny, tiny compared to that Sarlacc pit, and it's kind of bothering me. But I don't have much of a choice if I actually want to make the barge because of the space that I have allotted to work with. Like this Sarlacc pit looks like I could just grab the whole barge and bring it in. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. I might just end it with the pit. I don't know. I don't know. I could have half the barge coming out of the side. I've already started building it, and I build all of these in a single time lapse. It's either going to be no barge, and I cut the time lapse there, or I do the barge, right? I'm not going to tear it down and rebuild it. That'd just be a waste of time in the video. So I've got to decide right here, right now, if I actually want this thing. And I'm thinking no, because of the size of it, right? Just because it looks so tiny compared to that Sarlacc pit. Smaller in scale means further away, true, but shading and stuff plays into effect. I'm sure the barge will look okay once I finish detailing it. I'm not worried about that so much as the fact that it's just flippin' tiny compared to the Sarlacc pit. All right, Fimo, have a great day. The way Sheena's sleeping, he's not sleeping, he's licking his butt. My dog is not as weird as year 3. You don't see Shino on the norm. This guy's weird. No, it's not weird that he's licking his butt. He's a very clean dog. Also, he needs to go to the groomer and get stuff done. But that's an appointment for later in the week. All right, well, if I'm going to keep doing this, then we're going to have like a little window around hereabouts, maybe. And that'll just be like painted black. And then we'll have another 3 or so windows like hereabouts. And then we could do the windows with some black paint. At this point, I'm half tempted to tear down the Sarlacc pit and just build it small. Oh well, no undos. The point of the challenge, right? Obsidian brick wall, just to make sure these are very dark. Your happiest day, that's good. It's always good to have a happy day. Where is... Oh, it's up here. What does a normal dog look like? What is a normal dog? Like every dog looks a little different, right? It depends on the breed. Or do you mean how does a normal dog act? That also varies. Do I want palladium column? I think I want palladium column. Gotta scooch all these over one. There we go. A normal dog is an oxymoron. A normal dog is a moron. I mean, what are you talking about? Dogs are so smart. So smart. It's like that dog owner, every dog owner. My dog is the smartest dog in the world, they say as they look at their dog licking their own butthole. I'm like that too. I'm like, Shino is so smart. Shino is so smart. You have no idea how smart this dog is. He's really not, though. Be back in a minute? All right. If you can't tell, chat, I'm just completely winging this. I'd be tempted to rebuild the Sarlacc pit and make it a little bit more to scale with the barge. I should have started with the barge. But the thing is, I don't undo anything in these videos, right? So, I'm kind of stuck where I'm at the moment. Hello. Your doggo passed. I'm sorry to hear that. That is the really unfortunate side of being a dog owner. You get attached to these guys, but they're not around nearly as long as you would like them to be. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. Love Shino. Such a good boy. Came here from YouTube. Welcome to the live stream. Hello, hello. I'm working on homework right now. No, you're not. You're watching the stream. Work on your homework. All right, let's try some orange paint now. See what we could do about these sails. Still not sure exactly how I'm going to handle them. Because I feel like the slime block is going to look a little too tacky. Ugh, that doesn't even look good in orange. Maybe. The slime block might work out. Yeah, it might work. So if we had this sail come out like this. What's going on? I'm working currently trying to work on the shorts for the week in YouTube. So I've been doing daily YouTube shorts, and I decided that I'm gonna try doing these 7 every Wednesday and just uploading one a day. So I basically get the entire week knocked out in one go. Rather than what I had been doing, which is working on one of these every single morning. And it was kind of like my brain was not quite functioning with that, because my brain would be like, well, I want to think about what short to build next. And then I'd also be like, but I need to think about what I need to do in Terracore. And just doing that every day was just kind of overlapping them and not working out for me. So I'm working on the shorts right now. Currently, I'm trying to build Jabba's barge over a way too big Sarlacc pit, but it is what it is. We're just going to finish this up. We also did a short over here with the little beach scene. And then up next, we're going to be, well, what time is it? Let's see. We'll probably be doing the chat earlier voted on what kind of short I should be doing in this stream. And we're going to be doing a corrupt dungeon. Should be pretty interesting. How long will the stream be roughly? It's probably going to be done as soon as I finish that corrupt dungeon, because I need to take a lunch break and then start editing the beach scene that I built earlier. And then once that's done, I have to obviously finish the other 7 builds. So this might go on for another half hour to an hour, something around that. Not quite happy with the slope of that. Hammer, hammer, not. There, that's looking a bit better. Gift sub to me. Don't ask for gift subs. Don't beg for gift subs. If you want to sub yourself. If people want to give subs out, that's totally fine, but I don't want people begging for them. I guess I don't really need that one there. That'll be good enough. I can't do any of the angled ropes. I'm happy enough with that barge. I just feel like that Sarlacc pit is too big, but we're gonna live with it. We made mistakes. Mistakes happen all the time. I can't spend another 30 minutes tearing the Sarlacc pit down and rebuilding it because that would not be the point of shorts, right? um, we're going to add a few desert plants around though, just a little bit as an added detail here and there, and then living leaf wall. And then we'll be done and we'll move on to the corruption build, which will be a lot different than this. It's still looking good. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm happy with the way that both of them look. It's just that they're not to scale with each other, which bothers me slightly, but I can live with it. I'll have a couple of Star Wars nerds like myself complain about it in my comment section, but if I know it's off, then I can live with it, then they can live with it too. All right. Pause the recording at this point, and then we'll just record the 10 seconds of the final look. And then we'll move on to the next one, the last one of the live stream. All right. Thank you for the bit and the compliment, Niblik Rules. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like it. If I watched anime, which is my favorite and why? I haven't watched a whole lot of anime, but I got into it a little bit with my last marriage. Oh, I guess my only marriage, with my ex-wife, and when we moved to Japan, and we watched what did we watch? We watched some Naruto Shippuden, watched World Trigger, which I enjoyed. I don't know. We've watched a fair bit of anime. I've enjoyed it, but I've never been a huge anime guy. All right, so I actually have to log out of the server real quick because we got to hop into T-Edit and set up a frame for the next one. So I need to shut the server down for a moment. And then we'll restart it. But while we do that, we can go to middle monitor here so you guys can see what we're doing. And we'll just open up the YouTube Shorts world. And we've got a lot of things to catch up on from that build. Sorry, I was really focused on that. So we'll take a look at that as soon as I get this moved in. I think for the next one, for the corruption, it would be interesting. I'm going to go with the medium one. I'm going to go with 150% zoom. So not quite as large as the last one. And I'm going to have to put it a fair bit of distance away from this guy here, so it's not in the desert. And I don't want it to be a corrupt desert after all. So I'm probably going to put this right about here. And then I'll need a fair bit of crimstone to make it, ebonstone to make it a corruption. And just fill that in right there. That should be good. So we could save that out and go back to Terraria and reboot the server. And while we do that, let's see what we've got. So we've got a boop this new, another wall of fame from dash hyphen minus. Uh, aren't you all in the Wall of Fame? If you are already on the Wall of Fame, then you just tell me if you want me to add the same name or add a different name. We also have a belly rub, a gulp, and a treat. Shino, do you want a treat? I gotta poke your name, you poke your nose and rub your belly first, but let me get the server up while we get Shino over here. YouTube Shorts build. 2 players. I don't plan on doing a face reveal anytime soon. Maybe someday. I don't know. When I knock down the cam, basically. Probably. Alright, Shino. Let's go to this view right here. Shino's standing behind the camera. Of course he is. First, buddy, if you want a treat, gotta poke your nose. And then I gotta rub your belly. Good boy. Here is your treat. Good boy. All right, so we got the treats done. We got the belly rub. I've got to take a gulp. We got the boop. Why do I have enemies here in the first place? Oh, I'm on the wrong character. Derp. And let me make sure that my enemies are turned off, because that was annoying. Could I do a Jurassic Park theme? That'd be cool. Who knows? Who knows? I have no idea. Right, Kishin? No idea. All right. Get rid of this junk. And we are far enough away that we don't have... Oh, I could have put this thing, like, all the way over here. Like, all the way over here. Whatever. It's here now. Yes, we are building the shorts for this week. And I need to reconnect the camera account. The Winter Wolf, thank you so much for your Prime sub. I really appreciate that. Just Rec, thank you so much for gifting a tier 1 sub away. Thank you both. K-Cam couldn't breathe. Rest in peace. All right. I just need to get the camera into position once again. Just take a moment to get that. Gonna attempt a boss themed house modded Calamity Hive Mind. Got any tips? I don't know much about the modded bosses, unfortunately. How am I on a journey world with a hardcore character? I have a mod created. It's a standalone mod just for my own uses, and it allows me to connect hardcore characters to journey mode worlds just for this purpose. Specifically so that I can get my camera account in. It was made by Darth Morph. I really, really appreciate this mod. Very, very helpful to me for my channel. All right, still positioning that camera angle just a little bit further. Okay, I think I finally got it. There we go. Blue JT Gaming gifted a sub. What? Save your money. But thank you. I appreciate that, Blue. Blue, what a legend. Yes, Blue Jay is a legend. Let's go through the different backgrounds in this. And, oop, fat finger to 3 there. Let's see which one we want to use. Nope. Maybe. Nope. Maybe. Are those really the only two? No, they're not. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this one. Do I ever plan on doing a normal solo playthrough? Maybe someday, but I'm enjoying Terracore, and that's what I'm sticking with for now. All right, we have a gulp to redeem. I'm going to redeem that now. How many hardcore characters do I make and kill on a weekly basis? Probably about 15 or 20. I've got like 100 of them backlogged. It's my second computer just has like 100 of them saved up, and I just kill one off at a time. All right, material time. We're gonna need dirt, obviously. We're gonna need ebonstone. And ebonstone brick, actually. Stone is slab. And accent slabs. Gray brick. Trust me on this one. Lesion block. Might grab some of these lesion lights too. I really like them. And this is also going to tie into that gray brick. Trust me. Iron brick. And wrought iron fins. What else do I want in here? Spikes. This is going to be a dungeon. I need to have some cages, right? So we need chain. We're going to need blue platform. We're going to need green brick. If I could freaking type right now. Maybe some cracked brick in there too, actually. Not the green brick wall, though. We're going to do blue tiled wall. Some green tiled wall. Some blue slab wall. What else do I want in here? Thinking about it ahead of time. This might be it. This might be everything we need for this build. How long did it take me to get everything in the journey mode characters? So most of the things that I got, it was like 99% complete. I did through beta testing over like a year. But everything else, and then just on new characters, you just go to TerraSaver and um you could download like all of the research things immediately. Yeah, we're gonna be building a corrupt dungeon. Oh, right. So I need um krypton moss for this. It'll make sense later. Have to go now? All right. Have a great day. Of course I play other games in Terraria, I just don't play them on my channel. I don't, like, Terraria is my job, right? And then games that I play is for fun. Put a burb in the dungeon cell. I could put a burb in there. We'll put Blue Jay in the cage. Why not? What else do we want in here? It might be it. Might be good. I'll figure it out as we go. But let's start off by placing the dirt. Ebonstone. Oh, I need grass. Corrupt grass seeds. Putting those in there. Stone accent slab, and then that for the foundation. Let's also get some shadewood fence. And we need paint. I almost forgot the paint. It'd be very important. Gray, white, and brown. Should be all that I need for this. And you know what? Let's make a couple of custom braziers too, with some gothic tables and some living curse fire block. That'll look good. All right, I'm going to start recording, and we're going to build this corrupt dungeon real quick. Oh, you know what? I thought of another material I want. I want grape block in here. Have to go to the football game. All right. Have a good football game. Don't know if you're playing or watching, but have fun either way. Do I like making the shorts? Is there anything they have on larger builds? I enjoy them because they are a challenge. They're quite challenging. I do everything in a single take. I don't like go through and redo anything if I make major mistakes, kind of like I did with that Sarlacc pit. I should have made it much smaller, but it is what it is. Once it's done, right? I enjoy that kind of challenge, and honestly, the fact that the build size is limited as well adds to the challenge too, and I really enjoy that as well. Other than Terraria, what is my favorite game? It kind of depends on what you're talking about. Like, I've got favorite nostalgia games. I got favorite games for different moods. One of, like, my favorite games of all time, I guess, would be Majora's Mask from the Legend of Zelda franchise. I really enjoy that game. Or if you mean something more modern, I really like The Witcher 3. There's lots of different games that I enjoy. I enjoy RPGs. I enjoy RTSs. You're about to play Terraria. Have fun. We're gonna make some spiky thing come out of here. I don't know why. I just like a spiky rock feature just protruding over here. I think would look kind of interesting. Kind of like a hand grabbing. Just popped in my mind. I don't know. We're going with it. Then we're going to make it look extra spiky too. You recently got back into Terraria because of Terracore. That's awesome. I'm really glad to hear stuff like that because I don't know, just I really enjoy this game. If it's one way that I can help support the game by getting other people back into it, then it makes me happy, you know? And it's good to know that the series is doing well. it does seem like it's really well received by everybody, which I am very appreciative of. I thought it was going to do well, but it did even better than I expected. What are we building right now? We are going to be building a corruption dungeon. And what that is, I don't know. It's just like a corrupt spike stone tree thing, maybe? I don't know. Just wanted something eerie over there. How many subscribers have I gotten from Terracore? That's a really hard metric to answer. Because I don't know how many subscribers came from Terracore, how many subscribers come from the shorts, or how many come from just watching old videos. It's really hard to say. I could dig into my analytics and find out the answer to that, but it's not something that's ever really interested me. Finding like specifically what videos pull in more subscribers than others. I'd rather just uh find out like where I'm at subscriber count wise and where I need to go to reach my goals. So I have no clue how many came from specifically Terracore. I imagine some. Probably a couple thousand, at least. Wish there were mods for mobile Terraria. I'm not sure how modding is going to work if they end up doing the cross compatibility that they teased. I'm curious how that'll affect modding. All right, let's grab this accent slab over here. And we'll do the foundation of our dungeon. And we're going to fill this in with white painted... Where are you? How do I have two of those? That's weird. I swear I grabbed shade wood. Doesn't matter. Where are you? Oh. There we go. Blue slab wall. Fill that in. Grab some brown paint. Just do some fences to let some light in here. So that way you could actually see the foundation a little bit better. On top of that, we're going to do a layer of probably gray painted ebonstone brick. Give that a little slope over there. Now what I'm thinking about doing is like a little bit of an entrance and then half of a tower over here. Let me grab the grate while I'm thinking about it. Or I might do a tower and a little bit off to the side. Debating. Let's bring this a fair bit over here, actually. About to here. Ah. And then we'll continue that pattern. Let me replace that broken grass. Like that. White paint. blue slab. Gives us a little bit more of a foundation to work with here. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the videos. I hope you have a great day as well. All right, so I'm going to do a tower on this side, a small hallway to that side, and then we're going to have a hanging cage with the blue jay off to the left of it. I think that's going to look pretty good. I'm going to need some large bamboo, though, now that I'm thinking about it. We're going to start off by doing the tower itself, which I want some Legion block for as well. And Palladium column. Oh. Yeah, we'll go like this. With that. And that. We're going to swap some of these bits of the block out with some crumbling versions, just to make it look even more worn out. It's probably a good height for the tower, though. And then we'll do the rooftop real quick, because I want to make sure that it looks right. It's like centered. So to do the roof, I'm going to have a layer of stone accent slab. That was accent again. With stone slab on top of it. And then shape like this. Yeah, that's centered. And then in those bits here, we'll have the accent slab so they don't blend together. And then we'll just hammer these down in this pattern. Like that. Slope that bit there. This will also have... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Slope that there. And here is where the tower will be. Favorite block for making brick wall that's not actually brick. What do you mean by not actually brick? I'm going to turn off block swap for a second and grab the palladium column, just run up and down the sides of this tower real quick. Tower's looking good so far, thank you. Turn block swap on. And we're going to just swap out bits of this green brick with the correct version of the bricks. Just to vary the texture a little bit more, make it look a little bit more crumbly. Obviously, I won't be able to, like, grapple to this or anything, but since it's just for the shorts, I'm not worried about it. And then the hallway bit will be over here, just leading off into nothingness. We'll do... I needed that to be painted. This on top, maybe? Or this. Do it like that. And then we'll kind of emulate the same thing that we have up there. So we'll do 3 small ones. You know, let's do 2. And then like this. Beanie Man, thank you so much for your tier 1 subscription. I really appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. There we go. So now we have a like the same pattern there that we do in the tower, but it's going to be for that section instead. Now I'm going to take some of the lesion block here, and we're just going to replace bits and pieces of the tower with it, kind of making it look like it's growing over. It's kind of like a tumor taking over bits of the castle, right? Or the dungeon. I don't need a whole lot of it. I just want to make it look like there's a growth coming off of this thing. There we go. That's probably going to do. Will I use Krypton Moss for Cursed Flames? I will be using Krypton Moss. I don't know if I would say it's going to be a Cursed Flame look. It's going to look more like ooze dripping out of the side of the building. It's an interesting technique that I've used various times in the past, and I'm really a fan of it. So yes, I will be using Krypton Moss for that oozing effect. And since this tower is supposed to look like it's going on further, what I'm going to do over here is this section that we have. I guess it's kind of like this, right? And it's going to look like there's something further off to the right here. I don't necessarily need anything to actually be there, but that should do. Mexa, thank you so much for the $10. That's a cute little emote. I'm enjoying the stream a lot, and I absolutely love your work. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the generosity. Trimmer, thank you so much for the bit. Uh, let's wrap these accent slabs up right there. I think that looked pretty good. Just kind of like indicating the edge of the building, or the exterior of the building like that. Now we're going to work on the background walls and the windows and whatnot. So for the background walls, I'm going to trim the bottom of the room with gray brick like this. Anywhere that there's going to be like this doorway section, that's going to be iron brick. And then I'll trim the tops with gray brick as well. Let me do a little detail here first, though. Maybe 1 block higher than that. So you can see how I'm actually going to be using a little bit of stone slab with stone accent slab to make it look like a single block. This is stone accent slab, that's stone slab, and that's accent above. And they would blend together and just kind of look ugly if I just left them all as accent. Like if I grab the accent slab and I go like that, it's just an ugly mesh right there in the middle. But if I go like this, and then I hammer these bits like that, they blend together so it looks like it's one type of block, even though it's technically 2. And then we can have this look like it's an individual piece, even though it's actually 2 types of blocks. Beanie Man, thank you so much for the 200 bits. Do I play any phone games? I haven't played any mobile games in a long time. Um, I used to play a lot of like Crossy Road though when I was younger. Not recently though. I haven't I don't know. I played a little bit of like Clash of Clans and stuff too, but not in a long time. Mostly I did it because we traveled a lot and it was handy to have mobile games available when we were traveling, but I don't travel as much as I used to. Timmy, thank you so much for the 5 bits. All right, so we're going to put gray brick up here, gray brick down here, and in here as well. Then we're going to fill in the majority of this with the blue tiled wall. And I'll have to do the corner bits manually just because the auto cursor doesn't like placing walls at corners. I didn't mean to get rid of that though. Look away for 2 seconds and auto cursor has ruined it. And then in these corner bits here, I'm just going to put the green tiled wall that we got because it changes the texture a little bit. It looks pretty good. Eddie Barnes, thank you so much for the 4 bits. Is Shino sleeping with his head off his bed? Yeah, it sounds about right. It sounds like a Shino thing to do. Let's grab a couple of dungeon doors. We're going to do one wooden one in here. Get rid of those, put that there. And we're going to do one blue dungeon door painted gray there because it's a little creepier and I like it. Up next, we're going to do the windows, which will be actuated blocks with grate. Like here. And for the hallway bit, I just want a couple of them. Like this. And then for the tower bit, we'll have a bit of a larger window up towards the top. Now, if you don't know, Great Block is actually kind of interesting in that it lets light in when it's open and doesn't let light in when it's closed. So once we place some fences behind this, or you could use glass if you want, it's going to let light in and they're actually going to function as windows. And then we just actuate them first. And then we're going to use wrought iron fins. And this will just let the light into these rooms. You could kind of see through them. The wrought iron fence makes an interesting blend, in my opinion, with this great block. But glass could be a good one if you don't want 2 textures in here, because I've kind of got like a 2-bar texture. If you just want a single texture, then use glass. You'll hardly see it at all. Like if I grab some glass right here. Yeah. You put the glass in here, you won't be able to see it at all. It just looks like the grate all the way through, which is also really nice. But I'm going to stick with the wrought iron fence. The only thing that I'm going to do different to it, however, is I'm going to paint it black. It's a little bright for me right now. I need to get rid of the glass. Let's grab some black paint. I'm absolutely going to butcher this name, but Arj, how do you pronounce this? Vertage? I have no idea, but thank you for your Prime sub. I appreciate it. All right, did I grab my paint? No, I did not. And we're gonna paint the wrought iron fence black, just so that it blends in with the gray block a little bit better. Yeet children off cliffs. That sounds cruel and unusual. Okay. Switching to gray paint, ebon stone wall, and we're gonna add some accents to the building around the windows and around the edges of the room. And this just kind of makes them pop out a little bit more. Eddie Barnes, thank you for a tier 1 subscription. You're very generous. I appreciate it. Thank you. There we go. So now is the interesting bit. I'm going to be taking some actuators, some gray paint, some of that gray brick, and some of this ebonstone brick with the krypton moss. And what I'm going to be doing is creating areas where we have cribs, the moss kind of like dripping down. So you'll see if I place this and then I surround this with block, it all blends together and it creates this interesting drip effect. And we could just kind of spread this around in various different ways. And then once I actuate these, you could hardly tell that there's actually blocks there. And it makes it look like that's just oozing from the walls. And if I use white paint here and follow this pattern, it hides that in a little bit more because this kind of matches those beams that are already going up. So I'm just going to add those bits of ooze in a couple of places. Need him for dye. Hmm. All right, so let's just place a couple of Elysian lamps around for that eerie green light. And maybe a couple hanging ones as well. I'm going to switch to brown paint, and we're going to actually make the like little cage thing coming off of this with the large bamboo wherever I have it hidden in my inventory. I know I picked some up. There it is. This is just going to be like a wooden support coming off of the side of the building right about here. And this is going to hold a cage, maybe two cages, one here, one there. The dye trader deserves to die. What did the dye trader ever do to you? And then maybe we could have a little bit of the lesion block kind of growing its way across the top of this as well. Not there, though. That's ugly. Maybe even hanging from the bottom side. Nah, not a fan. Changed my mind. All right, so let's just make these cages real quick. These are pretty straightforward. You're going to need some spikes, some wrought iron fence, some iron brick wall, and then I use these blue brick platforms as a little bit of a detail. And you just, that's not gray. That is gray. We'll just start off by making a platform like so. And I might lower this tree thing a little bit to make room for this. And then spikes. Iron brick once again. Three dungeon platforms in the middle. I'm out of gray paint. Of course I am. Iron brick wall in those three spots. Wrought iron fence all around. And then we just slip these and the cages are done. And now the dungeon is done. I'm going to pause my recording for a bit. I'm going to put a blue jay in this one. I'm going to put myself in this one. And then we'll record the last 10 seconds of looking at this build. And there we go. The corrupt dungeon is done. And we've done 3 out of the 7 shorts for the day. But that's going to be all that we have time for. I've got to take a lunch break. I've got to edit the first short so that I can release it this afternoon. And then I have to finish up the last 4 shorts for the week. But I wanted to thank you all very much for spending some time with me, hanging out during this live stream. Let's take a look and see if anybody is streaming that we can raid. Anybody that we know, or at least that I know. Nobody's online, so no raid today, but we'll be streaming again on Friday. That will be on the Terraria server. But for now, I guess this is it. Thank you all very much for watching and for hanging out with me. We've got a belly rub and a gulp to redeem. We could do those real quick before we head out. Shino, come here, buddy. Yeah, good boy. Come here. What? Good boy. Give him a belly rub. Shino, wave. Good boy. Shino, say goodbye. All right, chat. Y'all have a wonderful day. I'll catch y'all later.